What is up, everybody? Absolutely gorgeous day today. Hopefully, if you guys are on quarantine, that's what they're calling, told to be at home. This just means don't be out in public situations where you're physically interacting with people, okay? It does not mean that you cannot walk outside and enjoy, a day like this, right? So if you're in a situation where you aren't allowed to go outside, I feel bad for you because it's absolutely beautiful today. But what I want to talk about today is something that I understand because I do it all the time, and I try to explain this to some people that I've had to use certain words to get them to understand the concept. But what it ultimately comes down to is your health is the combined equivalent of your recent daily investments. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. So what I'm talking about here is not an investment in the financial status. And this is what I want to actually bring up because it relates to how people become rich. So if you look at any, like somebody who you would call rich, not like if you got $1 million, I wouldn't even call you rich today. Yes, you're well-to-do, I guess, enough, but I wouldn't call you rich if you got $1 million, all right? So I'm talking like, you got $100 million or you're a billionaire or like you're rich. These are people who make money from investments. They invest into assets, all right? So assets are the way that they continue to make money at such an astronomical rate that allows them to build up to being rich. Like, you don't just get rich all at once, right? You have to build that wealth over time, and you do that by either buying or creating assets. Now, when it comes to our health, it's the exact same thing, right? So we don't get healthy all at once, right? You don't get unhealthy all at once either, so that's the good part. But when you are healthy, it is because you have a daily investment into your health, all right? So this is what I want you guys to understand, is to become rich, you must either buy or acquire assets. Peter, good to see you, my man. Julie, Alex, got quite a few people coming on here. So you must either buy or acquire assets in order to become wealthy, like rich, okay? Not to stop living paycheck to paycheck. You can do that just traditionally. But you have to buy or acquire assets in order to become financially wealthy. In the health game, there's only one way to do it. You have to create it. You cannot buy health. You can't buy a healthier body. Now, you can augment your health. You can invest in medical equipment that will help you replace a heart if it goes bad, for example. There are investments that you can make towards your health, but you can't buy health itself, all right? So the investments that you have to make into your health in order for it to become what we call good, this is the same thing as people in the financial world that we call rich. If you're rich in health, that means you have good health, all right? Now, I know some people who aren't devastatingly sick, all right? There's a different level that goes from unhealthy to what we would call healthy. So good health is usually found in the people who make a daily investment into that health. And this is where people in the financial world understand this. This is like compound interest, okay? When you invest once and you're able to add another investment to that, whether that is a dividend that you get back as a benefit of that investment being utilized by somebody else, or you simply continue to add to your own pool, that investment on a daily basis is going to allow you to continue to grow the overall value of that investment, right? Now, in the health world, it's the exact same thing where we have to continuously invest every single day into our health in order for it to get to that rich status of good health, right? So the things that we control are very simple. Someone came to me today at work and was telling us, hey, I lost 30 pounds. And for me, it's a joke, but for everybody else, this is a serious thing. Hey, Baylor, good to see you, man. The first question I ask somebody all the time, just to sort of break the ice, when they tell me about their weight loss success or any health improvement success, for example, Kaylin, excuse me. Kaylin, good to see you. My first question is always this: what's your secret? And again, to me, it's a joke, because being healthy isn't a secret. There is more information about how to be healthy available on the internet than you could ever consume. But it's really basic, guys, okay? Move your body and eat healthy foods. Those are like the two main things, right? You got to drink water and get enough sleep and some basic stuff there, but there's no secret to health. We already know the factors that have the biggest impact on it. So when we take those steps to do the things in the action sequences of what we can control, those are the investments that we have to make. So right now, guys, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. If you're watching right now, okay, and you're on your computer inside your house, if you have the ability to stop, jump on your phone, find this live, get outside and walk around with me, okay? But these are the things that we can control. We can decide to go outside and watch a Facebook Live instead of being inside and watching it on our desktop computer. Okay, this is one way that we can invest into our daily health. And every single investment, guys, here's how it works. Every investment is a move that you make and a choice that you make that goes one way or the other, right? In a bank account, Gaston, good to see you. In a bank account, you have deposits and withdrawals, all right? Hey, there you go. I like that, Baylor. Good to see you, man. So in a bank account, we have deposits and withdrawals. The deposits are what we put into it. That's our investments. The withdrawals are the things that we take out of it that take away from that overall balance, right? If we use our card, we go to an ATM, whatever, we're pulling money out. We're taking away from that overall, wow, it's getting real loud out here, guys. We're taking away from that overall balance, right? So what you want to make sure happens is your health does not have more withdrawals or debits than you do deposits, okay? If you guys can put more investments, more deposits into your health bank than you do withdrawals, you will at least be on an even level, okay? Now, I'm not saying this is how you get to good health, but I'm telling you that if you have more withdrawals, and in the health world, this is equivalent to the negative choices that you make, all right? The negative choices that you make regarding your health are the withdrawals. So every time, like you drink alcohol, for example, that's a negative choice. There's zero benefit other than the mental relaxation kind of thing that we sometimes need. But like physically, there's no real benefit to drinking alcohol other than like red wine, and then we get into antioxidants and like, a whole nother game. But alcohol itself is not beneficial. So every single time you make that choice, think about withdrawing some of that wealth that you have in your health. All right, every time you eat fast food, for example, you're withdrawing from that health bank. Every time, man, it's so loud. Every time you sit on the couch for 3 or 4 hours and don't move at all, that's withdrawing from your health bank, okay? Not to say that you shouldn't be able to sit down and watch a movie for a couple hours and worry about, oh man, I gotta do jumping jacks in the middle of this right at the climax to make sure that I'm keeping invested in my health. No, I want you guys to continue to enjoy life. But in the times when you have the ability to make the choice of choosing something good versus choosing something bad or doing nothing at all, every single time you make that positive choice, you're adding to your health bank. You have that ability to make unlimited deposits. This is the magic in health. You can add to your health bank as much as you choose to. You can also take away from it as much as you choose to. And most people take away from it more than they add to it. And this is why they're unhealthy. So the other part of these investments is there's a time delay that we don't see in the financial world. So if you go to the bank right now, you take 20 bucks out of your wallet, put your card in the ATM, you deposit that $20, instantly it kicks you out a receipt, visible proof that you now have $20 more inside of your account. That's very reassuring for us, because when we go to make that deposit, we want to know, how much credit am I going to be given for the money that I just put into your bank account, right? I go to Wells Fargo, I put my money in there. I want to make sure I'm going to be able to get that money back out. What am I getting as the benefit of leaving it in there, right? They get to use it and loan it to other people and make interest on that money or whatever. I want to be sure that at least when I go to need to make that withdrawal for whatever reason is, that money's there for me, right? With our health, we don't get that. When you do a set of jumping jacks, there's no receipt that tells you the total amount of benefit that you get from that investment. Okay? And when we don't get immediate feedback from an investment that we make, we are less likely, psychologically, guys, okay? We're less likely to make that investment again. So here's how it works. You have to understand that this is a compound factor. That the one set of jumping jacks has a micro investment. Okay? This is an investment into your health that is so small that in the act of doing it and immediately following it, you will not notice any difference. This is the slight edge, guys, okay? In the moment of doing that set of jumping jacks, now, you'll notice, if you don't do jumping jacks regularly, and you do a set of jumping jacks today, depending on how bad a shape you're in, you might actually be sore tomorrow, okay? So the impact, the difference in that investment has a time delay in our health. The things that we do not show up visibly right away. And we don't know exactly how much that investment is worth. And so because of these unknowns, because we don't know how much we're investing, and we don't know what the total balance is after that input, people don't get that immediate motivation to do it again, right? And so you have to create your own reward system. This is what I found, is I had to create a reward system for myself in order to continue making it seem like it was worth it in the moment to continue to do those things on a daily basis, to eat the healthy meals, to drink the water regularly, to exercise consistently, to get out on these walks, you know what I mean? Like basic stuff that informationally you guys know is beneficial. You know that if you do jumping jacks, it helps you get healthier. Mark Yenser, good to see you, my man. Anne Marie, we got a few people jumping on here. So you know that in the act of exercising, it's been proven over and over by thousands of people before you, millions of people, that exercise helps you get healthier. It's not debatable, right? It's not something you question. But when you go to actually exercise, to move your body in a way that is more strenuous than what you normally do, your mental game kicks in and says, what's my ROI on this? Now, depending on your personality type, that's a stronger, category. But what am I getting out of this? What am I going to do right now? What is my positive and negative? Because if I haven't done jumping jacks in a long time, and I do this one set of jumping jacks, if I don't feel like I'm going to get enough benefit out of this to outweigh the negative So if I do this set of jumping jacks, I'm not going to get in shape. But if I'm out of shape already and I do a set of jumping jacks and I know it's going to make me sore tomorrow, that negative thought process in your head is going to tell you, oh, it's not worth it. Those aren't worth it. You're not getting enough benefit out of it to outweigh that soreness. And you talk yourself out of it. So you have to create a different way, first of all, to talk to yourself. But that comes from the reward system. The reward system you give yourself. And guys, this can be very, very basic. So I'll tell you my reward system. I became accountable to other people. And I told them about it and I made it publicly visible so that I had more negative that would happen if I didn't do it than would happen if I did. Because when you tell somebody else, hey, I'm going to do this thing, instantly you feel accountable to hold up that truth that you just said is here's where I'm at with this thing to somebody else. All right. So in that, you will do more for other people than you will for yourself. And you can utilize that just knowing that, hey, I told these guys I'm going to do this. I need to do that thing. Right. And so if you're able to actually track that action and show proof that you took that step, things start clicking. Okay. And the way that I show proof is at work, for example. I'll give you guys my little system here because I appreciate people who are dedicating this time. You know, I got a few of you still listening to sit here and listen to a way to improve yourself. Right now, guys, what you're getting is an investment. You're taking in information that's going to allow you to think differently, to make different choices. If you don't do that, you won't get better. You won't be any different than tomorrow than you are today, right? And so sitting here listening to me tell you about investments in your health, I'm going to give you the steps that I take on a daily basis. Okay, this is information I'm going to be selling here in the future. So because you guys are here on my lives, I appreciate what you're doing. I'm going to give you some value, okay? I set an alarm on my phone. My time starts at 7 a.m. It goes off every single hour at the top of the hour until 3 p.m. 3 p.m. is the last one. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Mark knows what I'm talking about, man. You got to get out there in the world and let people know what you're doing. Motivates you. So, every single hour from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., I have an alarm that goes off at the top of the hour. All right? The purpose of this alarm is to remind me for two things. To do one set of an exercise and to drink some water. That's it. It's that basic. So every single day, I give myself one exercise. I actually do two now, but when I started out, I had one. Designate push-ups, okay? I'm gonna do push-ups all day long. But at the top of every hour, I'm only doing one set. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10, whatever it is, okay? Whatever works for you, but I do a set every single hour. And now I know every single set of push-ups is not gonna be that beneficial. But at the end of the day, when I've done 6 or 8 or 10 sets of push-ups, even if I only did 5, man, those compounded effects start to kick in. You're definitely going to feel it in your muscles, but you're going to start to develop that benefit. You're going to build up that health bank account, right? And I stay hydrated throughout the whole day because I have an alarm that tells me, hey, you need to drink water. So it's really basic in that sense. But my reward system is I interact with my company and my team and the people that we work with through a software called Slack. You can do the exact same thing in a Facebook group with other people if you want. Make a post that says, hey, I'm doing this thing, and you can come back and click the like button or whatever, right? We had set up a separate channel in Slack where every single hour that same notification goes off. Do your exercise, drink your water. Do your exercise, drink your water. And when you have completed it, here's the public announcement and verification. We use an emoji, one for exercising and one for water. There's 2 little emojis. So if I do my exercise, boom, I get to click it. I get to click the little emoji that says, hey, I did my thing. Now, yes, that doesn't do anything in reality, but there is a tiny hit of dopamine that is released every single time I get to click that. Because I'm telling myself, yes, I did it. It's a mini celebration. And I'm staying publicly accountable to everybody else that's in that channel that can see that. So not only do I get to feed myself with good feeling hormones every single hour at the top of the hour, I get the physical benefit of what comes from doing that physical exercise and staying hydrated by drinking water. Okay? So if you guys have questions on this process, hit me up. I have a whole system that goes down with this. It's actually going to be released here in a couple of months that will be available for everybody. But because you're here, I'm going to help you guys out in any way I can. So these health investments, guys, don't have to be massive. They don't have to be monumental. They don't have to mean going to a gym and running on the treadmill for an hour and then lifting weights for an hour and then doing another 40-minute session after that. And like, you don't have to kill yourself. And secondly, right now, you can't even go to a gym if you want to. I mean, if they're still open and you go there, you're nuts. Gyms are not a safe and clean place, right? But you do have the ability to go outside and go for a walk. Hopefully where you're at, they allow that. So there's some places that are shutting down pretty tight, Ricky Brick, good to see you, lady. So guys, here's what I'm going to end with. And again, if you have questions on this, if you've watched this information and you understand where I'm coming from, that's awesome. Please give me a thumbs up for that. If you don't quite get all the stuff that I've been talking about, because we kind of went all over the place today, but the investments that you can make in your health are compounded. The one set doesn't matter, but it adds to the second set and the third set and the fourth set. And so at the end of my day, I have compounded my micro actions to something that now turns out to actual weight loss and looser fitting clothes and more energy and the ability to bend down and tie my shoes without feeling like I can't breathe. And you know what I mean? Stuff like that where, yes, in the moment, we don't see that individual result. We have no idea the actual amount of impact that it's having on improving our health. But guys, if you don't question the fact that eating healthy food and moving are going to help you improve your health, then the only thing that you have to do is to decide to consistently make the investment. That daily investment into your health is what allows it to actually become good. And that's how you become health rich. All right. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you got questions, please hit me up. If not, share this with somebody. Let them hear this message so they understand you don't have to kill yourself. You can do small things at the top of every hour, every single day, and have a benefit in your health. So I appreciate you guys. We'll see y'all next time.